Hi, this is Donna Singleton. I decided, since I can't see any of my card making friends, I'm going to do a few more videos. So last month we made this card in card class, and I was going to teach it at a retreat, a weekend scrapbooking retreat in April. But as you all know, we have to stay home. And so I have a bunch of these card kits prepared. Since I can't do the class, I thought I'd share with you how I made the card. And I'll probably be offering these card kits up on my website, donnascreativespace.com, at some point within the next day or so, and offer them for sale. And if you're local, I can package them up and you can come pick them up. If you are not local, I can put a few card kits in an envelope, maybe 3 or 4 card kits. Might be $3, I'm not sure, but I'll figure that out. We can talk. You could just private message me if you want some of these card kits. Okay, so the first one, like I said, is this cute little chickie, and I am using the Welcome Easter stamp set. This is on page 45 of the new spring catalog, which if you don't have one of these, this is the front of it. If you don't have one of these, let me know. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to earn your business. This is the latest catalog. This runs January through June. We still have our annual catalog that runs through the beginning of June. And June 3rd we'll be getting a brand new catalog. So if you need one of these, just let me know and I will get one out to you. Okay, so Welcome Easter stamp set. We're also going to be using the Label Me Lovely punch, which I really like this punch. And we are going to be using a couple of we're going to be using the Daffodil Delight combo blends and a dark pumpkin blend. These are the alcohol markers that, if you don't have these, they're really fun to color with. So I'm going to put all the sizes for what you need below this video, and I'll put them on my blog site, my website, and you can check them out and visit there to get the directions. But everything's going to be cut for you. I've even embossed. We'll start with this. This is I've already embossed it, and I used the Stampin' Cut embossing folder. This is called Coastal Weave. This is also a new product, and it's in the catalog. And I don't have my Big Shot set up to show you, but you would take a plain piece of paper, put it in here, run it through your Big Shot, and it actually embosses the paper and gives it this texture. Okay, so that's that. So we'll start out with, I'm just going to start building. We'll see how this goes. So you're going to take this mat and put this on your card base. I started with a Daffodil Delight 8.5 by 5.5 card base, and I scored it at 4 1/4. So the next piece is a piece of the Peaceful Poppies paper. This is a striped green piece. And I have a few of these cards that use this punch that I want to share with you. I'm not sure if you use the grid paper, but this is a great way of using your grid paper and to use the lines to try to line it up. Then we have a piece of Old Olive cardstock that's going to go straight across there. Now I'm just eyeballing. We are going to take some Memento ink, and we're going to stamp the Happy Easter. I did show you this, right? This is the Welcome Easter stamp set. Okay, we're going to stamp the Happy Easter, and we're going to stamp it off to the left. I hope my head's not getting in the way as I lean forward. Still getting the hang of videoing. And while we're at it, we are going to stamp the little Chicky on this scrap piece of Whisper White. Okay, and then the inside of the card I put a few little flowers, so we might as well, while we have the ink out, stamp that. I'm not sure if I did that in the screen view. Okay, so we have our three. We'll set our Chicky off to the side. Now we can take our Happy Easter, and we are going to add this. This is a really simple card, but I think it's very cute. And with having to stay at home nowadays, maybe we will, you know, it might be good to send some Easter cards to friends because we might not get out of the house by then. Okay, so I'm going to take my Daffodil Delight, and what I like to start with a darker color, and I like to go around the edge, and there's two tips on these. There's this paintbrush side and this marker tip. So I like to, it depends on what I'm doing, but I'm going to use the paintbrush side, and what I'm doing is I'm putting a dark color down first. Then I'm going to go back, and with swirly motions I'm going to go over that line and into the line and try to, into the darker color, and try to blend it out. Put a little pressure on that. And this way I get a little bit of shading on my little Chicky. So you can, and you want to work pretty fast. Like I wouldn't do like all one, like I wouldn't go and do the head on, if you were doing a bunch of these, a bunch of cards, and then go back and try to do it. I would just kind of stick with one area at a time, that way, because it is alcohol and it tends to dry fast. I'm going to do his little headpiece there. I'm not sure what you call it, little feathers on top. I'm going to put some darker color under here, and maybe a little bit going up on that. Okay, and then I'll go back in with my light. And I just like to work back and forth until I like what it looks like. And one of the things is, always remember that you can always add, but it's not as easy to take away. Although we do, I mean, now that I said that, I try not to use it, but we do have a color lifter, and I'll show you that in a bit, because it does work pretty well. So we got our Chicky colored there. So I'm going to take the pumpkin and color his nose and his little feet. Just like that. Okay. And I think I want to go back in and color a little over here. Okay. He's done. Now, we are going to take our Label Me Lovely punch and punch him out. And he fits just about perfect in here. I think he's really cute. Now, in your kit, I've also punched out, same exact punch in the Old Olive. And if you're looking at this and saying, well, geez, it's the same size, how did she get it to have a border? This is what I did. And I love this technique. You can do it with a lot of your punches, and it kind of gives you a little bit more use of your punches. So I cut it from the straight edge to straight edge, straight up the middle, just like that. Now I'm going to turn my Chicky around, and I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive across the top and bottom, and then I lay this down on top like that, like so, and then I do the other side like so. Then I turn this over and I put some snail, and I have a piece that this is 2 1/4 by 1, and I'm going to position this right so that it's even 2 sides, and now I have a border around my Chicky. So I'm going to take this and some dimensionals, This is going to, uh-oh, hang on. I dropped him. My chickie's running away. Okay. So we get rid of these backings. They are all over my house. And then we're just going to put this right in on the card right about there. It's hard to see without putting my head in the view. And then, so you know this freebie that we got during celebration, you could get, if you bought $50 worth of product, you could pick a free item. Well, this is one of the items. It's all sold out, but I got some of this and I really like it. And I used the yellow twine from it, and I'm going to take a glue dot and squish it down a little since it's kind of big. And we're going to put the bow right down the bottom here, just on the side, just like that. Oh, and then we have to do our card on the inside. And all I did was I colored the outside blossoms with the yellow, the dark daffodil. Oh, good, I went around the edge over here. So I'm going to show you our lifter tool that I had mentioned earlier. So I'm going to just do the inside of these. So see how I did, use my scissors to point, a little yellow around the edge. If you take, this is the color lifter, and if you don't have one and you have the other blenders, I would get one if I were you. So it kind of works like a, I don't know whether it has bleach in it, but you push it towards the color where you want it to lift, and then you have to wait a little while because it takes a while to work. And you might have to go back over it a couple times. See how it got a little bit lighter? So when it dries, I can go back over it. But in the meantime, I will put it, you see I had messed up on I reused this. That's why you don't paste your card inside, your mat inside the card until you've got all your stamping done. Because you can always, there's two sides to every piece. Okay, so now that dried a little. We'll go back in and do a little bit more. But you can kind of see how it kind of lifts the color out. Okay, so there's that card. And we're all done with that one. So I wanted to show you something else that I made with this punch. Same punch. I made a very similar card. I used Blushing Bride, and I used some of the, what was this called? The Lily Impressions, maybe? Design Series paper. That was a free item when you spend $50. So I have this card, and I have, sorry for the noise while I pull something out, I have this card also in as a kit. So what I did with this one, same idea, but I used this set called So Sentimental, and I took the I Can't Thank You Enough, and it fit perfectly in that the same punch here. So I did the same thing with the after I stamped it with Blushing Bride, and then I punched it out, stamped on here, and punched it out, and cut this right in half, straight edge to straight edge. Used the same piece for the background, and I basically did the same thing with this card. In fact, what I'm going to do now, so if you want this card, this is another card that I'm going to offer, card kit I should say, that I'm going to offer, that you can purchase it. But what I'm going to show you now is I went back with this same set, and I decided to do something else with it. So I'm going to show you now what I did. So I took my ink, And you'll see once you see this, you'll get the idea of what I did. So I'm taking a card kit that I already had. And let's see what I want to do. I think I'll put those same flowers on the inside. Okay. Now what I did was I took another piece of paper, piece of Whisper White, and I took the sentiment, "Welcome to the world, little one." And what I did was I just kind of stamped it right in the corner here. Kind of straight. Maybe I'll do a different corner. See if I can get a little bit straighter. Okay, that's better. Alright, so that's all my stamping. So what I did was, if you join during celebration, you get this. This is one of the 3 free items that you get for free when you join, besides the great deal that you get. And it's great for cutting things out. So now I'm just going to trim this little piece into a rectangle, just like so. Okay. And now, so first things first, I'm going to take my, well, I have my yellow out, so I'm going to color the inside of these yellow. You know what, I want to do this, scratch that. I want to do this just one color. Sometimes I don't like to mix them. I'm just going to leave it as just the pink. So let's put that back. So I took this cute little lamb, and I took, we have, one of the things about Stampin' Up! Is you have the ink and the paper and the ribbon, everything matches. Well, here's a Blushing Bride marker. And what I did is I'm coloring this little lamb's nose. Now this isn't an alcohol marker, this is just a regular marker. And I'm coloring everything that's not white on this little lamb. Even his hoofs. Is this what you would call these? Hoofs? Hooves? Okay. These don't blend like the alcohol markers, but they do the trick. And you can get them in like a pack of the subtles. You can get them in a pack of any of our color grouping. Subtles, regals, brights, and neutrals. Okay. So now he's all set. He, maybe she. I'm going to once again use this. Okay. And where did I not come out? I seem to have lost. Huh. Well, it just so happens I have extra pieces. I don't know where I put it, and maybe it can just disappear. So I'm going to take this piece, and again, saw me do this earlier, cut that, turn the lamb upside down, put a little adhesive, top and bottom, and take that down, flip it over, do the other side, just like so, and put some, am I running out? Not yet. Just like this, and so it's straight, just like that. So with this one, what I did is, this piece is a little bit over the edge. Sometimes I do that just so that it's exactly the same, so that when I'll show you what I do is I'll paste this on, and then I can just trim off so I have it exactly the right size. Sometimes when you're cutting things out, so let's garnish with our bone folder. Okay, now I'm using, on this one I'm using this Pretty polka dot tulle ribbon. And I'm going to use the bottom of my grid paper here that has the ruler on it, and I'm gonna cut off about I don't know, 24 inches. And oh yeah, 24 inches. Huh. Whenever I do a project, I put a post-it note on it. So I am going to put, now you saw I showed you this one, right? So I'm basically doing the same thing. And you could change the designer series paper, but I guess I'm showing you this in case you decide you want to buy this card kit from me, because I have some of these set up. You could make this with any sentiment for the center of it, or you could do what I'm going to do now with this. Oops, oh, that wasn't very good. Let me try that again. So you could put this little lamb on here, or any little cute picture. So basically you're using some designer series paper. Okay, leave that like that. I'm going to put it backing of the paper is pretty too. That's going to go down on my card. Go on to the other side that has a smudge on it. Put that on my card. Right? Take my little lamb. Donna had a little lamb. I guess I'm getting a little silly being at home all this time. Just me and the cat. Take off dimensionals. And I'm going to slide the lamb over on this side. Right? Then what I'm going to do with this one here, I twist my bow a little, and I'm going to take one of our mini dimensionals. Did you know we had mini dimensionals? They're great for little items, then you don't have to cut up yet. And I'm putting in this top left corner like that, because I want this to look like a tag. I'm going to stick it right underneath the knot of the bow. And now I will trim my bow down. Whoops. Let's try that again, Donna. Okay. And I will, let's see, color these flowers in. Again with the Blushing Bride markers. I love coloring. Do you love coloring? See what I mean? Before I had started with the yellow, I was saying the yellow on the back. I think I wanted to keep just the pink and the white. So put a little adhesive on the back and into the inside. So now we have these two cards made with the Happy Easter stamp set. And then I made this one using the So Sentimental and this color way, different color. So like I said, I have plenty of kits for this, and I have plenty of kits for making either these two or your own design. So if you if you're shopping this month, please use my March host code. We only have 3 days left for celebration. It ends March 31st, which is Tuesday. So you get, if you spend $50, you get to choose a celebration free item. And we have a few, this is our last release. So these are all products that are in, I'm not sure if, let's see, can you see this? These are all products that are in the catalog, but they have different item numbers. So make sure if you're going to pick one of these and you want it for your free item, use the number on this flyer rather than the number that's in the catalog. But all these items are items that we have already. These designer papers are great. This punch, if you spend $100, you can pick the punch or the dies. But this punch is wonderful. I might even get a second one for myself. But anyway, that's it. There's my host code. Also, 3 more days of shopping with me for $50 orders, and you will get my beautiful friendship card kit. Check out my blog. I posted about it, I think on yesterday's video. Near the very end, I showed a picture of it. But a couple of days ago, I posted it. There's one of a few days ago. So check it out, and thanks for watching.